They said I'm Chief Johnston-Lynch, and I have a company called Showrunners Network. From my American accent, yes, I am from America, I am from New York. But I'm also old school. I tried to shave off all my gray before I got here, you know what I mean? So that way it's like I've been around for a while. So I pretty much come from the music video industry back in the 90s when it was really prevalent. You know, where the underground music was hot and we're still listening to it, aren't we? You know, people like Wu-Tang Clan and Jay-Z and a lot of people, you know, back in the day that people still find, wow, man, that's some really underground hip-hop music and stuff. So that's where I come from. But pretty much is that, like, when I came here and I moved into teaching, it was like kind of like spreading that old school way of doing things, or what we call guerrilla filmmaking, which I'll show you some examples of today. Another thing is I wanted to recommend this book, you know, by Laura Schwartz. I know her. She used to be a producer back in the States called Making Music Videos. You know, for any of you who are actually interested in making videos and, you know, just pretty much just picking up a camera with an SD card and going out with your mates and shooting, you pretty much realize that your video is not worth going on telly. How many made music videos? Come on, how many of you have made a music video for your mates because you feel you can? Nobody. It's broadcasting class, right? Yeah, all right, how many of you made films? 1, 2, 3, okay. How good are those films? They're amazing. No, hey, listen, Sammy, you know, it's all about being cocky. If you're a director or a filmmaker, of course my film is amazing. What you talking about, man? You know? But what we're going to be talking about is we're in this innovation challenge thing that you guys are doing is I'm going to be talking about retro style of filmmaking, right? Like going back to kind of like the nuts and bolts where we used to write with pens and paper, you know, before the computer, before the iPhone, before all that digital stuff. You know, when we used to shoot and film, you know, back in the day. Because I used to make videos and film back in the States. Then when I came here, I thought I could do that anywhere. Yeah? But then what happened was when I came here in 2000, we had this whole big digital implosion. Right? That's when the digital kind of like took over. So how many of you actually seen film being made with film cameras? Thanks. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. Great, wasn't it? Great time period. Yeah, but now everybody's got their film on their phone. Okay, I'm gonna make a digital film, you know, and it's a whole different process. So pretty much the first bits is like when I got started, I got started as a treatment writer. Anybody know what treatments are? You do? Unfortunately? Why is it unfortunate?
I don't like it.
You don't like doing it? Are you a director?
More so than treatment writer.
Yeah, so, but unfortunately you have to write your own stuff, right? Yeah, so tell us why is it hard?
It's just really in depth and you've got to consider everything with the audiences and...
Yeah. That's, I mean, that's very true. I mean, that's stuff that they go over in this book. That's stuff that I could actually talk about if you asked a question about it. You know, I mean, a lot of directors who make music videos have ended up, some of them just because they're cocky, some of them write their own treatments. But a lot of directors realize that, you know what, look, dude, I'm a visualist, man. Just give me a story and I'll make it happen. You know what I mean? I don't really need to actually sit down and write all of this stuff that has to appeal to the masses, that has to appeal to the record label, that has to appeal to the artist. You know, they'll be appealed by whatever I do. Yeah? But unfortunately, to get money, which is what you guys want to do, is that you have to be able to write the treatments. So that's what I used to do. I was like one of those guys who were headhunted to come in and do just that. You know, as a writer, all my life was like, yeah, boom, I could just see things, visualize it. And I thought I was a director, you know, when I was in your age bracket. I thought I was a director at the early stages, you know, that's what I wanted to be, Spielberg. Then I realized I started making stuff from scratch, yeah? So, I'm like, all right, but I got ideas. So I worked for directors. You know, that's how pretty much I had to make money. And they realized I had ideas, so I started out writing treatments. Yeah? So in writing treatments, that's where I began back in the 90s. So
personality after each. Enter the PIN number you wish. Never has it been so sweet to your ear, so lend it here and let go your fear, and give a green light to the man on the mic, and keep this beat cause it's just my type, and I ride the rhythm like a black cowboy, and I'ma get busy for you all to enjoy, whether dance floor G or the comfort of your own. I'm kicking something out your back that rhymes with calm, and as for traditional rappers and MCs, the Godfather thing, place to your parents, so I'ma sing a song to you, you're either friend or foe, so what you gonna do, cause I'm a special shout goes out to East New York, Brownsville, Bed-Stuy, Crown Heights, Redwood, Fort Greene, Bushwick. Styles upon styles, but I don't think so, cause people only rock one style at a time. If you with it, as long as the daddy has been, you learn that people gotta pay for the rock. They call a 187 on an undercover cop, but the vest was bulletproof, so the cop didn't drop. My brother Ice-T couldn't take it no more, so we got with Sister Soldier and they both rushed the store. And we're rolling, couldn't keep a good rap down, and if it hurts ya, we don't wanna hurt ya. That's what you feel, so I'ma leave it up to you. Is it a new daddy-o or daddy-o getting new? I know you thought that if I kept back, I would stick to producing so the whack will get fat, but no way, no how, and no cigar. So do I call out your name or do you know who you are? Cause I'm
my cameo.
Watch me while I do it. Oh man, I've been through it and don't know any new it. Be able to survive at the things that I've gone through, the born through, and living though I'm living while everything's real, and I know how to deal. You think I'm lying? The mad scientist. Even put in the cell, living in hip-hop hell so far in my career. But I'm still here to organize for your eyes and drop science when you're here. A strong black rebel who loves the track level, kind of loud, so turn it up so I can find a crowd to rock and out the rock, some ill for real. Coming to my laboratory where you can't stand still and the funk keeps banging. All my people hanging on the block, this one's for you. It's time to rock on a higher plateau. And I supply a black show wherever I go. Yo, you can't run on flake and keep it trying this. Your man lost Professor Mad Scientist. The Mad Scientist. You can't try this, the Mad Scientist. Or amplifying Chris, the Mad Scientist. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting, pretty much, is like not just looking at the videos or me talking about what I have done, right? But actually kind of like understanding the concepts of what I was doing or how I got there, right? Because that is something that can help you in your process, right? Now, true enough, I made music videos. Nobody put up their hands and said they made music videos, but people put up their hands and said they made films, right? Now, eventually, you probably would be making music videos because you're doing like some type of broadcasting degree, right? So whether it's within your program or just because you have mates who are in bands, because how could you not have mates who are in bands, right? So how many have mates that are in bands? Thank you. How could you not? So how many of them will be saying, hey, yo, you go to school, right? And you got cameras, right? I don't need to be paying some guy who's real to make my video when you could just do it for your class. How many have already been approached? Thank you. I love the honesty. Yeah? So you planning on making something for somebody?
I'm doing audio and music production on this, but as I say, we're trying to get things together with the other broadcast to actually do music videos.
Right. So then this would be helpful for you, right? And everything. So it's not about just like watching it, but kind of like picking pieces apart. So pretty much started with those videos, one, because those were like the earlier ones that I did, but also as kind of like the theme of this is like it's retro. Yeah? So like, for example, in the Father MC video, that's who the first guy was. It wasn't Puff Daddy. It was Puff Daddy's car. That white car in that video. But in retro, they were using like an archaic form of communication. Anybody know what that was?
Pager.
Pagers. Man, I remember the pager. You know what I mean? And stuff like that, you know? Before, we had those big brick-sized phones, and then we had the pagers. You know, now we can like, you know, see people and do all that kind of stuff like the Jetsons. But the idea was, the song was called I Beat Ya. Very simple, right? So as a treatment writer for my director, Dwayne Perryman III, I had to come up with a concept. Yeah? And in that aspect of the song is just like, you know, kind of like girls with that annoying voice going, I beat ya, why you ain't going back? And Father MC saying like, I'm a lover man, you know what I'm saying, baby, I ain't got time to call you, right? Then looking at him, I didn't understand that. But, so, what could we possibly do? You know? So at that time, what I thought what we did was very innovative, because it was like, let's just have a bunch of different girls in a bunch of different places all beeping him like he's like under watch, under attack. Yeah? It's like, come on, man, dude, I'm trying to play cards with my mates with you in the 40s. You know? And then you calling me, I ain't got no time for this. Right? But as a filmmaker that my director was, and I was, as a treatment writer, it was always about telling a story. So in that video, when, you know, back in those days, a lot of the video directors back then became famous directors now. From like Mick G to Spike Jones to, well, I would have said Hype Williams, but he crashed and burned. Yeah? Anybody remember Hype Williams?
Yeah.
Thank you. Nah, glad I'm not talking to people who don't understand what I'm saying. But like, in that aspect though, is that the story video was our style, was our thing. So one of the main things when we do treatments is like, where does the treatment idea come from? How do you flesh that all out? You know, like what elements that you use to kind of like create your treatment style. So one of the treatment styles is taking a film clip, right, as like your basic, not like as a soundtrack video where you use a film clip, but like, for example, at the time that this video was made, there was a popular movie called Sliver, right? You remember, right?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. I love you, man. Anyway, it was about like a guy who was like watching people in the apartments and stuff like that. So I had all these like different monitors, which happens like at the end of the video, is that all of these girls are all monitored, trying to contact father. That's how we brought it all together.